How do you make a program so good clients or prospects feel absolutely stupid for saying no to, and prospects feel stupid for saying no to joining, and clients feel stupid for not joining earlier? How do you create a back-end system and fulfillment and everything to where your program is so good people love every single aspect of it? I'm gonna be talking about this in this video. I actually just recorded the entire video, this exact video, about a minute ago. Then I realized I wasn't recording. So a little bit frustrated, but let's continue on. Nonetheless, I'm gonna share a story with you guys. I had a prospect who I was talking to on the phone a few days ago, and he goes, "Patrick, I built out all these back-end SOPs for my business. I'm really working on client ascension. I'm really working on the process of, fulfilling my clients, and I'm really trying to build this amazing program that can get results in the first 24 hours. I really want to make this thing the best possible solution and amazing." I said, "That's great, dude. How many clients are you working with right now?" And he goes, "None." I go, "What? You're working with no clients, but you're building out an entire back-end program first? That's like putting on your shoes right after you get out of the shower. Like, it just doesn't make any sense." And I said, "Why don't you sign some clients and then pump that back into the fulfillment side of things and then back into the front-end marketing?" I said, "Why are you trying to skip steps and build out a program that you don't even know your clients face? Like, you're just creating problems for yourself." It's like the same people that hire out closers for their business when they've closed about 3 clients and they hire an entire closer. How are you gonna hire and train somebody on something that you aren't even proficient in? It's like you don't know how to read, and so you read a page out of a book and then go ahead and start teaching that. It's like you haven't even done it yourself, at least to the fullest extent that you should. And therefore, it's just kind of like, it's like an oxymoron. It's like, it just doesn't make any sense. So how do you create world-class fulfillment? You sign more clients. You talk to more people. I remember back in the summer, and I was really trying to build up CMRR. I was really trying to get initial clients in the door. We initially got, first few weeks, initially got 10 or 15 clients signed. And I remember so vividly just trying to talk to as many prospects as possible. I took like 70 sales calls in a month. I tried to learn everything. I was so adamant about just hearing what everybody had to say. I wanted to know. And that was good because I was learning, but I made the mistake of simply just not putting my energy in the right things. There was a point in time where I was really focused on fulfillment, and then I wasn't balanced with front-end acquisition, with client acquisition. And so my business then became just kind of a factor of fulfilling clients. You want to have a healthy balance of everything. You never want to cut back on fulfillment for an entire month and not serve your clients, and then spend that entire month just on front-end acquisition, getting more clients in the door. That's how you have a delivery issue, and that's how you just break your own business. Now, I kind of want to share this with you guys because it takes a healthy balance. It takes time, and it takes learning, and it takes skill, and it takes experience. And it's not something that I'm nowhere near. I don't think I'm anywhere near a solid level where I want to be with it. Like my client delivery, I want it to be so good. Right now, I'm kind of seeing this about 40% of the clients that we onboard. It's like they will get a win within the first 24 hours of working with me because I have those the Trello board all built out of what they should do. And they start with their Furious 5, signing their next 5 clients ASAP. And so I feel very comfortable and confident, guaranteeing money because I know what the program has to offer within the first 12 hours after our onboarding call. I think that's very important. But I wanted to get to a point where it's the first 10 hours, guaranteed you can sign a client. And obviously it depends on work ethic, depends on what people have to do throughout the day. And I'm not in charge of anybody's success. All of our fates and destinies are in our own hands, and it's not up to me to provide for you as far as, spoon feeding you. I have all the knowledge that it takes to get out of the churn and burn phase if you're an agency or B2B business and start signing and building predictable revenue frameworks. I have all that. I will spoon feed you that in the program for sure. But I'm not gonna sit there and hold your hand if you're not willing to do the work. It just doesn't make any sense. I will never force you to do anything. There's simply no point. I remember one of my mentors told me a while ago, he said you can lead a horse to water, but you can't force it to drink. And so when you're creating back-end fulfillment, it's you can do so much yourself But if the prospect or client, excuse me, is just not willing to do those things, then it's not on you. And so now it becomes a matter of like, okay, cool. If the clients don't want to do that thing, do the things first, what does that mean? It means you have like a client quality issue. It means the clients that you're onboarding and that are being inserted into the program are low quality. Okay, well, how do you increase the quality of clients? Targeting more. You could post more qualifying content. You can have more qualifying copy in your landing pages. You can be very specific with who your appointment set. There's multiple different ways around it. Like, everything has a solution. You know, I'm in Bob Proctor's Thinking into Results program. I'm being mentored by one of his consultants. Bob Proctor himself has actually passed away. But I'm in one of his consultants who was mentored by him one-to-one. And we're doing Bob Proctor's program. It's called Thinking into Results. It's about how our thoughts shape our actions shape our results, and our results shape our reality. And there's this thing called the terror barrier. And the terror barrier is something that you face before you quantum leap to the next level. And it's typically a huge wall in your life that you face that seems undeniably exitable or undeniably penetratable. Penetrable? This is a weird word anyways, I don't know why I said it. It's a hard ass wall to get through called a terror barrier. And you can either bounce off it and lose, or you can go straight through it head on like a damn bison. And so Bob Proctor talks about the fact that you will face a terror barrier when you are quantum jumping to the next level and doing something so uncomfortable you haven't done before you're always hit a barrier. And so I could tell that, you know, I'm hitting a barrier with a CMRR, and I'm having to do a lot more inputs than I'm used to. And that's totally okay, and that's good. That means I'm right there at the next level, and it just depends on how willing I am to actually proceed. A lot of guys, they'll hit a terror barrier, they'll get scared, and then they'll kind of just pull back on the reins a little bit, slow down the lead flow of things, stop outreaching to the prospects, kind of shut off the paid ads because they're scared. They're scared to get that next level. Another one of my mentors, Jeremy Pogue, I was in his program for a little bit. He said, new levels, new devils. And I haven't heard anything more real. I mean, quite seriously, I have friends who are making $200 a month, friends that are making $50 a month, friends that are making $50,000 a month, friends that are making $100,000 a month, people that are making $500,000 a month. There's always gonna be new levels, new devils. It's just the person you become when you face those things. And so, honestly, Thinking into Results has pretty much changed my life. The program is amazing. I love it. And when you're building up sort of client fulfillment, we have to understand that we have to take into account that all of our clients are gonna face a terror barrier as well. All of our clients are gonna face an oh shit fork in the road. And if somebody pays me money, I do feel obligated to an extent to help them kind of pull back or pull up the reins and get a grip on it. Be like, hey, look, this is normal. This is why you paid me money, because we're gonna get you to the next level. This is what it takes. Proceed, continue, repetition. You know, when you get there, it's like, it's scary. I used to self-sabotage my appointment setting. I used to pray for leads, and I'd run an ad and it'd be really good. I get 10 leads a day for days on end, and then, you know, second or third day, I would kind of start self-sabotaging my appointment setting. I get scared to call up the leads within 2 minutes. Oh, if they don't want to talk to me? What if they accidentally put in this phone number? What if the guy get hung up on? It's like, ooh, your ego gets hurt a little bit. Ego gets punctured. And what has helped me out the most is just being like, yeah, that could happen, Patrick. Excuse me for the hair. That could happen. Like, address the fear. You know, Reality Trend Survey talks about how pendulums, if we attach our energy to pendulums, they're typically negative, and that's something that will alter our energy and put us in the wrong place. But if we accept that the pendulum is there, we don't ignore it, we accept that it's in our life, we accept the possibility of failure, we accept the possibility of getting rejected, of being denied. It's so scary, it hurts so bad, but we don't let it affect our actions. We go right through. We don't attach ourselves to the feelings. We don't go down the negative loop spiral of bad thoughts. You'll go right through. Same thing with the terror barrier. If you just shut off the feelings out of your mind and say, yes, it's there, I understand, I hear you, but I'm not gonna let you dictate my actions. That's how you get to the top. That's how I'm gonna get to the top. And there's polar opposites to it. Like the worst opposite I could probably give you guys is Elon Musk. Like a lot of entrepreneurs like borderline sociopaths, so they automatically like, it's hard for them to fucking feel. So when they make decisions, it's typically unemotional, which is a very huge trait I've seen throughout the years of entrepreneurship, which is nothing wrong with it, but that's a whole other topic. So back to client fulfillment, just focus on getting more clients in the program. And then ask them 101 questions once when they're in the program, 101 questions once when they're active, 101 questions when they're on the group calls, when they're on the coaching calls. Then you push that back into fulfillment. There's so many of you guys that want to build an amazing program. I understand, there's so many of you guys that have a program right now, but a lot of guys are churning. If you're an agency or B2B guy, you understand the pain of churn. You work so hard for the client and they churn. I've dealt with it before, I've understood it, and I'm building frameworks, recurring frameworks to mitigate churn and to reduce churn. And it comes down, the biggest thing I've noticed is you can build out all these sexy systems and integrations and automations and shit, but it comes down to one thing. If you make your clients money fast, they will never want to leave you. And that's something that took me too long to realize. I was like, if I build out this, then I switch up the pricing structure, then do low ticket to high ticket, or maybe we'll do a one-time payment, but it's split up into 3 different months. No, none of that shit works, bro. Like if somebody pays you $2,000 a month, because CMRR is $2,000 a month, just make them $10,000 a month in their first month, and they will continuously pay you. And for whatever reason, if they do churn the next month, because they're facing a new level and a new devil, they'll probably go right back and revert to their old self-image, which was like $2K a month, and go right back to $2K a month. So it kind of becomes a factor of like, they need the continuous coaching to get to the next level. Everybody still needs a mentor. Even if you're a billionaire, like there's still multi-billionaires who've played bigger pawns and moved different strategies and have gotten to another level. There's always somebody who can help you out. And so a lot of it's self-image, a lot of it is self-sabotage, and a lot of it is like, you just need to have a solid program that just makes people a shit ton of money. That's what I'm realizing. To not overcomplicate client fulfillment, but to shift client fulfillment, shift your program to getting your clients results as quickly as possible. And that's really what it takes. At least that's what I think it takes. That's what I'm doing. And that's what I'm seeing the biggest results in. If a client signs and he signs 2 clients within 48 hours, I know he's sticking with me for like 6 months. And that's happened before. And also, if a client takes longer to get started, a little bit harder on the onboarding call, isn't as self-motivated, they're typically likely to churn within a few months or even less. It just honestly just depends. So if you have a recurring service or product, I encourage you to build a recurring framework that allows your clients to get results quicker and allows your offer and system to be more enticing. And so obviously we show you guys how to do that in CMRR, but I'm not here to plug that just yet. I'm here to give you guys some game and some value. And honestly, I want you guys to go look up the terror barrier, Bob Proctor, if anything shows up on YouTube. I don't know if it does, but look up the terror barrier. I want you guys to go look at that, because obviously he explains it a lot more in depth and a lot better than I do. And I want you guys to kind of take a look at reality transurfing and quantum physics. I know it's scary. I know it seems hippy-dippy. Just because I'm from Austin doesn't mean that I'm a hippie and sit on the grass and smoke weed. But what I'm saying is, utilize these tools because they do make sense. Like, I truly believe that, whatever our thoughts are will typically dictate our actions. And whatever our actions are, typically dictate our results. And whatever our results are, typically dictate what our life turns into. So I'm gonna leave you guys off with that. Go check out reality transurfing, the terror barrier, and realize that the best way to get a client to stay with you, to increase their LTV, and to create a program that actually serves your clients the best results, and have the best client program, best client success journey, is simply just to make them more money.